I'm jumping off, is this a needed suicide? I hope my parachute don't let me down. I hope I get to fly. I don't know why I feel like I gotta die to be alive. I don't know why it feel like people are standing still with no desire. I'm on a wire, wobbling back and forth, the balance clown. I won't be happy if I'm not moving forward, then send me down. My vibration for eternity will continue to come around. So I gotta do this right, I gotta live, I gotta.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Lockoutmen podcast show. This is the show where we park and politic with all our guests tonight. I am your humble host, Lockoutmen. Wait a minute, let me go ahead and change that back. I am your humble host, Lockoutmen, and today's special guest is Millennial Trucker. Man, I tell you, I am right next to this guy. Hold on right quick. I am right next to this guy that got a loud ass reefer that's on continuous, man. It would have been nice if he had it like on cycle so it at least go off, but god damn it, man, it's on continuous. It's gonna be I mean, it ain't bothering me right now, but I know it's gonna bother me later on tonight. But let me ask you this, Millennial Trucker. Now we all have to, we're all truck drivers. We live out here on the road. So there's certain things that we're going to have to get used to, like sleeping next to a truck that got a reefer that's running all night. How do you handle that, bro?
It helps me sleep. Like all the humming and that specific noise and the vibration, and it all helps me sleep.
Let me ask you a crazy question. Is that because you pulling a reefer and you got used to it? And if so, how did you manage to get used to that to sleeping with the reefer on all night?
I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm pulling it. It probably is. I don't know. It's soothing to me. It helps me sleep.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. All right, so let's get a little bit background about you, man. So first thing first, I want to thank you very much for coming on to the show, man. To come on here to share your experience in trucking and all that good stuff. So thank you very much. So let's start.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. So let's start with your background, man. Let's go back. Where you from and all that good stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm from Texas.
Okay.
And before I got my CDL, I was, I worked at a place for almost a decade, and it was all that I knew, and I was trying to find something else. I was going to go to DR England, try to get my CDL a couple of years before I actually got it.
Mm-hmm.
But I ended up losing that job. I went through a cycle of other jobs, and until I finally got to where I could get my CDL, and I got my CDL at the front.
Okay, that's what's up, man. So what was the jobs that you was holding down before you got into trucking, though?
Well, the job that I had for nearly a decade, that was what they call a wheel shop. They refurbished train wheels and axles. I did almost everything there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a few operator jobs I didn't get, but I did that. I worked at I was a customer advocate for Blue Cross and Blue Shield. I did Uber and Lyft. I worked at a glass factory. I worked at a Walgreens distribution center. I also worked for a company that put up guardrails on the side of highways.
Okay.
And then I got my CDL. Yep.
Oh, okay. So we was a jack of all trades back in the day. So the one that you was at for over 10 years, What happened with that? What they do? Just close down, laid you off, or what happened? COVID?
Nah. This was before COVID. This is back in 2017, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
or 2016. But what happened there was they kept on rushing me, and whenever I try to do things fast, I ultimately just screw everything up, and they just wanted me to go faster,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm making the same mistake over and over, and it just turned out it wasn't for me.
Okay. So you had to step away from that, and that's understandable. With these labor jobs, man. They I just did a commentary about that. People working for Amazon, and they looking for better work life. You know what I'm saying? The company treat them like cattle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they basically saying that, we giving you guys a job, shut up and work, but y'all treating them like shit though. So that's I guess that's how they was doing. But you mustered out 10 years of that though.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't as big of a company as like Amazon or nothing. I mean, it probably had about 20, 30 employees on the floor. And it's people that's been there for years and years, very, very seldom do you, would you see somebody new unless they were bringing in some new temps, and in which case it probably lasts a couple of months.
Okay. So let's jump forward for a little bit. You mentioned you did Uber and Lyft. How long you use your car to do that for?
I'm not really sure. That was probably about 6 to 8 months, something like that.
Okay, well let's talk about the trials and tribulations of Uber. I used to be an Uber driver back in the day. The inaugural season back when Kevin Kaepernick owned the company before he was forced out because of that bullshit that he did in the car. But back then the money was good. Where the money reside? You know what I'm saying? The money was good. I was clocking about $100 a ride between downtown and Cleveland Hopkins Airport. But of course, all of that came to an end where they switched up the money and it just became kind of what it is today. Do you have any horror stories? Because I got plenty of them. You have any horror stories? A night out on Uber?
Oh man, I picked up this drunk couple one time. This guy, they obviously were not getting along before they got in,
mm-hmm.
and then they get in, and I said, "Hey man, is there any specific routes you'd rather go?" And he said, "Yeah, you take this way, and it'd be a little quicker than going over the bridge." Well, I couldn't go that way because there was too much traffic. Too many people getting off, getting out of the club and stuff like that. And so I couldn't make it to that exit, and that kind of pissed him off. And he was like, you'll have to pay this fare even though you messed up. Well, you can contest it and I'll contest it with you. Just, don't forget to give me that 5 stars. You know what I mean?
You know what, man? Like I said, when I first did Uber, I had my choice people that came into Uber, man. I had the drunk people. I had the people that was like entitled, and I had the cool people, the vibe people. The people that I resonated with was the business people, the people that I picked up from the hotel, and take them to the airport, and from the airport and back to the hotel. That was about it. You know, I couldn't deal. I had people that get in my car to put their feet up on my car. I had people get in my car to tell me what to do in my own car. You know, like, bro, you know, this is my car. This is not Uber's. You know, you're not going to disrespect me in my car. I can understand if I was in the cab, that's kind of different because the cab ain't mine, but you in my shit, you know?
Right.
So you had some drunk people. You had your choice of people too. But before we move on, there was a situation where these Uber drivers are now getting attacked, though, man.
They're getting the what? Oh, attacked.
Yeah, they're getting attacked. Have you ever faced with a situation where a driver got irate with you or try to put hands on you?
Well, I thought that guy was going to do it. You know, I mean, that dude, I mean, he was just constantly just complaining, and every single time it started getting a little louder and a little louder, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, he said, we was going over this long bridge. He goes, it got real quiet. He goes, man, I feel like I done fell asleep, woke back up again. And he just kept on getting angry and angry. And we finally made it to the Reunion Arena, you know, hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets out. And then I guess his wife wanted me to open up her door for her.
Mm-hmm.
So she looked over at him and goes, could you please open my door? And I'm just like, oh, my God, you know.
She asking you to open the door or him to open the door?
No, him, because she was saying it in a smart aleck way, you know, like I was supposed to, that was my cue or something. But
yeah, cue to get the fuck out the car. Yeah, that's your cue. That's your cue to get out of the car. Bye.
Here's your sign.
Yeah, I tell you what, I will get out of my car if you slam my door. How's that? If you want me to get out, get out. If you want me out of the car, slam my door and see how fast I'll get out this car. So your best bet is to get the fuck out. Man, what do you say? What do you say about this? I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you heard this. What do you say about that, man? When people just don't, when you ask them nicely at first to get out of the car and they don't do it, what do you say to that?
I guess at that point, I mean, if I ask nicely, they don't do it, then you know, I guess we just sit there and the clock runs, or earn more money per minute.
Oh man, that's what's up. I mean, Uber. I mean, you know, it's a sad situation of Uber drivers that's in Chicagoland, man. I mean, let me see if I can bring it up. My subscriber, God bless her heart, she sent me this. Here we go. She sent me this right here. It says, a man was killed. Javier Ramos, 46, was shot to death in the overnight hours in the 37 block of West Douglas, North Lawndale neighborhood. I'm assuming this is in the Chicagoland area. West Side on March 23rd. Ramos was a rideshare driver and was shot, carjacked, and ran over by his passengers. Wow. How do you how do you protect yourself, man? I mean, was there, you being an Uber driver for as long as you did, was there certain areas that you didn't go?
Yeah, I learned that real quick. Yeah, there was one side of town that man, I was picking up these two guys from a apartment building, and man, there was a group of guys just right there on the corner of the building, and it looked like they're just hanging out or just sitting there waiting on something. I didn't care. As long as they don't mess with me, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sitting there waiting on my passengers to get out. One of them gets up, gets in the car, and he said, "Oh, well, the other guy's on his way." And all of a sudden, I'm looking in my rearview mirror, and I see those guys turn into a circle, and they look like they're kicking and punching. And then all of a sudden, they spread out, and there's this guy. I mean, just can't even stand up hardly. They're beating the crap. I guess like he owed a debt or a gang initiation. I don't know, but yeah, this guy was limping, and all of a sudden you hear bah bah. Yeah, I see the fire leave the chamber in my rearview mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, holy crap, man! And I can't go anywhere. I got another car in front of me. There's not enough room to go around. I could just tell my passenger, "Hey, find another driver." But I wasn't about to put it in reverse. I know it's back there. But so I can't go anywhere. And so the guy who shot the bullets, he comes around and he's passing by my car, but he looked at me, passed by my car, and he goes up to the car just up ahead of me, and he's talking to that person, whoever it is. It was another Uber driver, but whoever it is. But and then he turns around and walks back to the corner, and that Uber driver, he just about left. His passenger finally, at the last minute, got in the back of his car, and then they shagged that. But I'm still sitting there waiting on my passenger. And he finally came out just shortly after that lady did. And I swore to myself I ain't never going picking up anybody from that side of town again.
That's crazy, bro. That is crazy to hear, man. Like I said, it didn't take me long to stop Ubering. I mean, it pretty much, after they messed with the money again, it just pretty much wasn't working, man. All right, so you got you went to Prime to get your CDLs. What was your experience? What was your experience with Prime in getting your CDLs and everything?
Man, it was okay, man. The way that the company treated me, and shoot, they fed you. That's I think that's something that everybody from Prime will tell you whenever you first come there to get your CDL. They make sure that you have at least a week's worth of food that's on them. Room on board. The training was good. The trainers, that's another story, man. I had two trainers, and I was afraid to get a third one.
What happened? What happened with the first one? How come the first one didn't work out?
Now, the first one didn't work out. He was he was lying at my expense. And he was like basically covering for himself, and that crossed the line. And he treated me like I was. Of course, I am his employee, as he
no,
was independent contractor. I was on his payroll.
Yeah, but see, no, you're on. That's the thing with these newfound trainers over at Prime. They think that you're on their payroll, which you're not. You're on Prime's payroll, and Prime put your money into his, and you still get paid out of that though. Like if you got direct deposit, you had direct deposit, right?
Right.
So what they're gonna do is they're gonna add the money onto his shit, and then subtract the money and direct deposit it to you. That don't mean shit. When they'll come and tell you oh well, you're my employee because I'm paying you. No, Prime is paying you my money. They just paying it in they paying it to you, and then they just taking it out of your account, bro. So I mean, if you
basically
right. So if you can, I tell you what, if I work for you, then that means you have to give me my money out of your pocket, which that is not happening because Prime will put all the money into your account or into your settlement, but then you'll see down at the bottom, subtract for whoever the trainee is. So how am I your employee, man? That was some garbage right there.
Well, legally speaking, I am their employee as long as I'm on their truck. But he would take it a little too far sometimes. I still talk to the guy. I mean, he's all right when he's not my trainer, but it's just it was a bad situation. I got off his truck.
Mm-hmm.
I got my CDL under him, and got off his truck later on, and I got another TNT trainer that I was going to team with, and that guy was just, I mean, there ain't no other way to put it. He was unstable at best. I mean, you knew what kind of day you're going to have. You wake up and he's driving, getting the passenger seat. How's it going, Steve? And he doesn't respond. His facial expression doesn't change. Like, well, son of a biscuit. It's going to be one of them days.
You said it's going to be one of those days, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
So I was afraid to get another trainer, but I wanted one. I didn't, I was getting tired, that trainer and this trainer, it was, that aspect of it was shady to me. It was a bad experience.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else was good.
All right, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So fast forward, you got your license. You rocking out with Prime. What was your experience with Prime as a whole?
Experience with Prime as a whole, it was good. I mean, everything was convenient. Just straight out the door, I made 47 cents per mile. They gave me the choice of being a lease operator, being a company driver. They even gave me the choice what kind of truck I wanted to drive, like full size or
that piece
lightweight.
that piece of shit lightweight.
Now, hey, I like that. I wanted to buy my lightweight. That was a nice truck. that was brand new 2019 Freightliner, man. Lightweight, and man, it was not a piece of junk. Although, I mean, like any Prime truck they're not going to reach an average 65 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
They're the 64 at the very best.
Oh, okay.
But they don't really reach 65 miles per hour. But I mean, yeah, I mean that was my experience. I enjoyed it. I mean, if I didn't have so many cash advances,
You say you might have
I
made
would have
some
made
money.
about 1,100 a week. Yeah.
You know, it's just unfortunate that that these trucking companies, you know, put you guys in a weak spot as far as financial goes. You know, that's why you always that's why you always go to these companies with some FU money, man. You should not go to a trucking company with no money, bro. I mean, that's just my opinion, all right? That's my opinion, y'all, and I'm going to stick with it. I'm just saying.
Right.
Before all of that, why did you seek a job in trucking, though?
Well, originally it was my wife's idea. She brought it up to me, and I said no because I've been told all my life, oh no, that job's too dangerous, and it is, you know. But it's dangerous to step outside your door too. And I have, I have a scarred ankle just to prove it. You know, I almost stepped on a copperhead just about to walk into my house.
Mm.
One time it was coiled up right next to the door. I didn't even see it. My wife saw it. I wasn't even looking that way. You know, I've twisted my ankle just stepping off the curb. You know, about to get in my truck, go to work. You know, so I mean, anything is dangerous, and I've come to that conclusion.
Gotcha.
So I gave it a try.
All right. So now that you're in the truck, you're driving with Prime. How long ago did you get your license, or how long have you had your CDL so far?
It was April 9th, 2018.
Oh, okay, so we're about 3 years in.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's cool. So within the 3 years that you've been driving, man, how many companies you been at after Prime and before the company you at right now?
Oh man, I had this is my third over the road job, and I've had 2 local jobs. I had Prime, then my first local job. Then I went to John Christner. That didn't work out. I stayed with them for about 30 days and gave that a try. And then I went and I got another local job working for a road construction company. Then I decided to leave there and go to CR England to be a trainer, because I don't know if anybody knows this, but they're hiring trainers from outside the company to come in to be trainers.
Of course, because they don't have enough trainers. That's understandable.
Right? And that was the worst. I think that was the worst company I ever drove for.
All right, so let's hold up right quick. Let's back up a little bit to these locals, man. You know, the YouTube gurus out there said that there ain't no money in local. Do you agree with that, being that you only did local for a short time?
No, I do believe that there is money. They just treat you different. It's way different. When you go back to a local company, you're basically just like we were talking about before. You know, you're treated like junk, and I mean, in my experience, my first company, I pulled a tank for a roofing company. Pulled a tank with limestone dust. I'd do 2 trips a day and then go home. Made 50 cents shy of $20 an hour, and you know, the hours were real. I put in my hours, and they paid what they said they would pay. And that company that I was actually driving for was a driver staffing company. It was called Centerline Drivers from I think it was Santa Ana, California. But they have business everywhere. They hire drivers for different jobs.
Now they say that local is the end goal. So if local was the end goal, Then why you didn't stay local? Why you wanted to get? Was there a particular reason why you wanted to get back over the road?
Well, no. I wanted to stay as a local driver because I got a wife and 3 kids, and I wanted to be with them. And but I made a mistake. There was this guy who I equate. It's like the term Karen.
Mm-hmm.
The word Jerry is equal to that in my mind because of this guy.
You said the word Jerry is equal to the word Karen, huh?
Yeah. No, this guy pissed me off. He comes up. He doesn't like the way that I back because, when you're pulling reefer
Mm-hmm.
and you're pulling the 53-foot trailers, it is a world of a difference of backing up a tank. Those tanks are much shorter and they got fixed axles, and it's like backing up a boat trailer, man. So my job, pick up this trailer, take it up to this place where they filled up with limestone. Then I take it back to where I started, where they could, hook up the hose and the silo sucked it out. And then I go and do it again. So this guy comes up and he can't say anything good, and I just about had it with this guy. I couldn't, I don't know. You can't just go to work. Well, I mean, you can go to work, but you can't expect to go to work and just be insulted day in and day out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this guy was yelling. I expected it because that had become a new norm for me. So this guy comes up and he can't say anything good about me and blah, blah, blah. And I got all pissed off and I'm just sitting there and he said, well, that's your next truck and this your next load number. So I get in that, because it was split seat. I get in that other truck and I decide, you know what? Yeah, it's just, I want to get out of here. This guy has pissed me off. But I didn't do a proper walk around because I was just flustered and wanted to get out of there. And, I pulled the hose out and limestone went everywhere. Just,
okay.
Everywhere, man.
All
and
right.
they fired me because of that.
Wow. All right, so let's fast forward to CR England, man. I'm going to assume that that's one of the worst companies that you drove for in your 3 years. You went in as a trainer. How many years did you about a year and a half in before you got to CR England?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
and I have to clarify, it's not one of the worst. It is the worst company I've ever driven for.
You said the worst company. So you coming in, you coming in as a trainer. So are you coming in as one of those trainers to train 2 people at a time, or to train 1 person at a time? What was your experience with them?
I never made it to trainer because I decided against it. When I found out all the baloney they had to put up with, and I was like, nah, I think I'd just rather be a co-driver, Yeah.
All right. So what was all the stuff that was entailed to be a trainer? What all the stuff you had to go through?
Oh, not much, man. I mean, basically, they'll tell you to go to one location. You'll go there and they'll take you for a road test. Then you'll have to show them that you can back, and then you go on to a trainer's truck. Trainer's truck for a week, and then they take you to one of the terminals. At the terminals, you do these train the trainer courses, and then you got to show them that you can back again. And so I mean that's about it. And then you pretty much go out. You go out on your own, go to your house, pick up a bunch of stuff, put it in the truck, and then you go and pick up your first student.
Wow. All right, but you said you didn't make it that far, so you didn't want to go through all of that. So how long you decided to stay company? What was the experience as a whole at CR England?
Well, I was making a 50-cent split, but my co-driver was not. My co-driver was making about 17 cents per mile. I was making 25.
Whoa! Hold up. I thought you 50 cents split is 25, bro.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know how else to say it. Every driver is on a sliding scale. Maybe the way I said it was wrong. 50-cent split. I was making 25 cents. He was making 17. Well, we'll just put it like that.
What was he making 17 because of the experience, or was he your trainer?
No. My trainer, he's long gone. I mean, he done picked up another student.
No, I mean, no. He was he your trainer? No, I mean, not my trainer. Not my bad. Your trainee, or was y'all like co-drivers?
I decided not to even get trainer status because there's certain stuff that I had heard about the training experience, and it all became a little more real to me, and I decided not to do it.
Oh, okay. So you went to be you went to team drive, and your co-driver is getting 17 cents a mile, and you're getting how much?
25.
Okay, so I'm still confused, bro. I mean, so in other words, 17. I know my math is off, but 17.25. That's 42 cents for the truck. And
Right.
and 25 cent of that goes to you, and then 17 goes to the co-driver? How is that fair?
Yeah, no joke. Yeah, no, it's not. It's all on a sliding scale based on experience.
Oh,
and
okay, we're not even talking about the sliding scale. Well, we're not even talking about that yet. What we're talking about is him getting 17 cents and you getting 25, and the truck is getting 42. Bro.
Right.
How is you making money, man? I thought team drivers make bank over there, but 25 cents a mile though?
It's all based on your experience, but I mean, I did make some decent money. My biggest check there was $1,800.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? You figure between the both of y'all do about 6,000. 6,000. Now, the only thing that's split is the money and not the miles, right?
Right.
So either or do 6,000 miles. That's 6,000 times your 25, and 6,000 times his 17, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, it's still, I don't know. It's still decent money. I guess I guess it could have been more. I mean, considering, but still though, 25 cents a mile. You know, maybe that would have been good for you because, like you say, you was popping 18 after taxes, probably about 1,500 take home. But for him at 17, and only one time. Oh, okay. So what? It went downhill after that? I'm assuming it did.
Pretty much. Yeah, no, I mean, they had us sitting. I had my other co-driver. He got his required time in while driving with me, so he left the truck, and then I got another co-driver, and basically I was kind of like a mentor for him. This is his first time really team driving like full time. So. What was I saying? Oh yeah. We got to a point to where they were having us sitting down at a truck stop 2 and 3 days at a time.
Oh, that's not good.
Not only that, yeah, that's not good. That gave me time to think about a company that offered guaranteed pay. But another thing that I really had against CR England was hold on just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Was home time. Home time, you know, I only expected to have 5 days off. They gave me 10 days off, and I wasn't making money that way.
Wow.
You know, yeah, they like it'd be 5 days after I was supposed to get off of home time, and I'm sorry, just a second. Let me make this turn real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so, all right. So, yeah, it's like 5 days of home time, and they're like, oh, yeah, your co-driver's in Ohio. We'll get them down there, you know, to Texas. And, yeah, so I end up spending about 10 days at home. My last day, I decided to just take everything off the truck. And I told my co-driver. I had already gotten a hold of K&B Transportation. Mm-hmm. And they were like, yeah, we can get you there as soon as this day or that day. And so I took everything off the truck and got everything confirmed, got my plane ticket, and then I called CR England, but of course they didn't answer because they had a bad habit of not answering. So I left a message, and by the time I was already in my truck with K&B and on my third load, my co-driver calls me and says, hey, did you tell them that you left? I was like, well, yeah, I left a message. They said, well, they're sending me home, or they're sending me to go pick you up. And that was 10 days home time. And then they were going to, he was all the way in Illinois. And so that would be another like 3 or 4 days to get for him to get home, because he had to deliver and pick up another load and make it to Texas.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow, bro. That's a crazy story right there, man. That's so you wouldn't suggest CR England for nothing. No. I hear you. All right, so from CR England, you went to John Christianer. Obviously, that didn't work out. So let's talk about K&B, because you know you reached out to me and you was like, "Yo, you know, you seen the one video that somebody exposed K&B, but you're here to talk about K&B because you kind of like it. So
Right.
tell us what you like about it, man, and what people need to know about when they come up in there.
Man, they do what they say they're gonna do, and they pay what they say they're gonna pay.
Okay.
All right. I appreciate that. But I mean, they're a working man's company. I mean, they have women that drive for them, and excuse the phrase, if there are any women listening that might get offended at that. I don't know why they would, but you never know. But it is a working man's company. They expect you to go to work. They don't have that guaranteed pay there so that you can just do one load a week. And then all of a sudden I got 2,500 miles at 54 cents per mile. No, that's just there just in case you don't get the miles. I mean, I usually always pass that 2,500 mile threshold.
But let me ask you now. Let me ask you this, because for that threshold to work, I think it's 12. What is it? 12 or 15?
Sir?
What is it? 12? What's the guarantee? 12 or 1,500 a week?
Are you talking about dollars or miles?
No, the guarantee, the guarantee pay, the $1,250.
Yeah.
Is it $1,250 a week, or is it $1,500 a week?
It's at a rate of 54 cents per mile, 2,500 miles per week. That's minimum $1,350.
Okay, so that 13, in order to get that guaranteed $1,350, you have to be available 24 hours a day in order to get that?
From Sunday to Sunday.
Wow. So, like, if you don't get a load all day Monday, and then Tuesday morning rolls around like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, a dispatcher calls you up and be like, yo, we got a load that's going out of Home Depot at 1 o'clock in the morning. And you say, you're not taking that load. Does that mean you negate that $1,350?
I would say so, yeah. Unless you have reasonable explanation. I mean, just remember, you are an employee of this company. They kind of tell you what to do. If anybody says I can't go there, I'm banned from that place, or just something reasonable that maybe can be confirmed, or something like that. But saying like I'm not going in that part of town, or whatever. I mean, I think that's understandable. I've never had to say that, but I know how that works. You give them a reasonable explanation as to why you can't go there.
Okay. So other than the guarantee, you're pretty much over the road. What's the home time like there?
Well, I'm on the regional. I'm on the regional fleet, so basically it's Midwest regional. I stay out 2 weeks, and I can get 2 days home time. But I can stay out for say about 4 weeks and possibly get 5 days home time. So it's basically a day a week.
Okay. So how long?
But they sorry, go
How
ahead.
long you been driving for them?
7 months.
Okay. So what type of what type of let me ask, what type of what type of experience that they looking for, and what's the qualification? What would get you qualified coming into K&B?
Well, the qualification is what originally one of the reasons why it kind of scared me. Not to mention, I mean, I've seen YouTube videos, about K&B horror stories, but you can't just take a lot of that stuff at face value. But the qualification is 6 months experience, and you got to be breathing, basically. You can't be doing no drugs. They test for that. I don't know about the hair follicle or the UA. I think it's just UA. I don't remember. But yeah, as far as I know, it's a UA.
How long did it take you from calling the recruiter to getting to a truck? How long did it take?
Oh, dude, I talked to a recruiter and they were like, "Hey, we can have you on a plane by tomorrow." And yeah, it was next day. I was on a plane. Went from Dallas, Texas, all the way to I think it was actually in Iowa, but the terminal's in South Sioux City, Nebraska. You know what that Tyson plant is in Dakota, Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, they're just right down the road from that plant. So yeah, I mean, it was that fast.
Okay.
It took me, I mean, 1 day to get there. The whole process after that. What is that called? Oh man, I'm having a brain fart, dude.
Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. You got up there. You went through the orientation. What was
orientation? That was the word I was searching for.
What was the orientation? 2 days, 3 days?
Nah, man. That was the day after you get there. You start your orientation. It's 2 days, and then on the second day you get your truck, and on the third day you leave out. Okay.
So all right. So you pretty good. You good on you got all of that. And now what else? Before we get on up out of here, what else would you like for people to know about K&B?
Well, K&B Transportation has a new fleet, if you will, that they're paying 61 cents per mile. If you stay out for 2 months, you get 10 days home time.
Okay.
Yeah, and that is one of the things I heard from the other podcast you did. The other driver that was coming back to K&B, he was talking about there's a pet policy, and as far as I know, there isn't.
Okay.
Yeah, no pets. The only other passenger that you can have is your spouse.
All
no
right.
children, no friends, But yeah, so anyways, I think this is dragged on long enough, I guess. You're probably trying to get up off here, huh?
No, the time is kind of running out. a little bit, man. But before, I do appreciate you coming on and sharing your experience and and telling us a little bit about KB, KB Trucking. You of course you only been there for like 7 months. Is there anything else that you like to let us know about KB before we get out of here?
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, you ain't doing no 34 at K&B. They don't do 34s.
Wait.
Also,
what do you mean they don't do 34s?
They run everything. It's recaps.
So so in other words, they run your they run your clock. It sounds like micromanagement to me. Is that what's going on too?
Absolutely. If you're working for a company, they want you to do what they want you to do. It's no different from having a regular job. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A non-driving job. They tell you to do something, you do it. You know what I mean? It's that simple. I mean, people talk about micromanaging, but they have a certain way that they want things done, and they expect you to do it.
What's the hardest part about working at K&B?
I think probably the hardest part, that would be just the way that they run you. Every day I have a new load. Balls to the wall. They run you balls to the wall, man.
All right.
But that's also what I like, man, because that's how I get them miles on my paycheck.
All right. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Well, Millennial Trucker, thank you very much for coming on, man, sharing your experience. That was a wild ride at CR England, though. I mean, that was one crazy ride right there, man. But it looks like you found your footing with K&B. I don't think God forbid anything happen, but I'm sure it's not going to be on your own accord as far as if you should leave K&B or anything like that.
I'm sorry, what?
I said
I'm not sure.
I said it should. If God forbid that you should happen to leave K&B, it wouldn't be on your own accord when if you should leave K&B. In other words, you don't want you won't leave K&B.
No, well, I probably at some point, not everybody wants to. Not everybody wants to do over the road all the time. You know what I mean? Their entire life. Not anytime soon. But probably not. I'm probably not going to be with K&B forever. But I have a goal in mind. That there's something that I want to achieve, but it's not going to be anytime soon. And
right.
If I do leave, I really, honestly, I don't have anything but good things to say about it.
All right. Well, all right. Well, that's about it, man. All right. That would do it. All right, brother, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on. You definitely are a citizen. So if you ever want to come back on again and chop it up with me for whatever reason, man, you more than welcome.
Right on, man.
All right, man. Well, I'll talk to you later. You have a good you have a good night and stay safe, bro.
You too, man.
All right.
Take it easy, be safe.
All right, now. All right, y'all, that's going to do it for the Lockoutmen podcast show. I appreciate you guys listening. I appreciate you guys watching. If you got any questions, if you like to participate on the show or if you like to come on as a guest, by all means, hit me up in the DM over at Instagram and let me know that you want to come on, or hit me up in the Gmail. That's lockoutmenpodcast@gmail.com. All right. So next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, watch, all that good stuff. Make sure you like That's what I want you to do. But again, subscribing and joining the platform if you like the platform or anything like that. If you have any suggestions, hit me up that way too, man. Until next time, everybody, I will check you guys out in another video. Peace.
This your year, get it in. Party over here, get it in. She like a liquor clear, get it in. She get it from a deal, get it in. Make it disappear, get it in. Park it in the rear, get it in. Now make it reappear, get it in. Freaky with no fear, get it in. Pop it in the clutch, girl, get it in gear. Jump on it, double dutch, girl, get it in gear. Drop it, double clutch, girl, get it in gear. Pump it up, butt lift, now downshift.